It was my third night driving the midnight route, the one nobody wanted because it cut through the old parts of the city where the streetlights flickered like they were tired of existing. At that hour, passengers were rare. A drunk here, a nurse there, someone running from something they didn't want to name. I liked the quiet. It made the bus feel like it belonged to me. At the second to last stop, someone got on. I almost missed him because he didn't make a sound. No footsteps, no cough, no swipe of a card loud enough to notice. I just felt that pressure behind my eyes, the kind you get when you're suddenly aware you're not alone. I glanced at the mirror and saw him standing there, tall and thin, wearing a dark coat that looked too heavy for the warm night. He didn't look at me. Just nodded once and walked to the very back of the bus. That should have been my first warning. Nobody sits in the back this late unless they want to be invisible. I pulled away from the curb and kept driving. The city slid by in reflections and shadows, and every few minutes I checked the mirror. He sat perfectly still. No phone, no slouching. His hands rested on his knees like he was posing for a photograph. The final stop was 10 minutes away. As we passed under a broken streetlight, I noticed something wrong with his reflection. The mirror showed the seat. It showed the window behind him. But his face, it was blurred. Like someone had smudged wet paint across the glass. I told myself it was just the mirror. Old bus. Cheap equipment. Long shift. At the final stop, I pulled the bus to the curb and opened the doors. The air outside was dead quiet, the kind of silence that feels staged. I waited for footsteps. For the hiss of the door and the shuffle of someone leaving. Nothing happened. I cleared my throat and called out, "Last stop." No response. I checked the mirror again. He was still there, sitting exactly the same way, staring straight ahead. Not at me, not out the window, just forward, like he was watching something only he could see. "Sir," I said, louder this time. End of the line. Slowly, his head turned. Not toward me, toward the empty seat beside him. My stomach tightened. "Sir, you need to get off the bus." He stood up then. The movement was wrong somehow, like his joints didn't bend in the order they were supposed to. He stepped into the aisle and began walking forward. With every step, the lights above him flickered. When he reached the front, he stopped just short of the exit. Up close, I could see his face clearly now, and I wished I couldn't. His eyes were open, wide and glassy, but they weren't focusing on anything. His skin had a gray, waxy look, like candle wax left too long in the sun. "You missed your stop," I said, my voice barely steady. He smiled. "I never get off," he said. The words came out wrong. Flat, echoing, like they were being spoken from somewhere deep inside the bus itself. My radio crackled suddenly, blaring static so loud I jumped. Over the noise, a dispatcher's voice broke through, shaky and confused. "Unit 12, why are you stopped at the old terminal?" My blood ran cold. "This is the final stop," I said. "Same as always." There was a pause. "Then, that route was shut down 10 years ago." I looked back at the passenger. He was no longer smiling. "You weren't supposed to stop," he said. The doors slammed shut on their own. The engine died. The lights went out. In the darkness, I could hear breathing that wasn't mine. Slow. Content. Right beside me. I don't remember how long I sat there. Minutes. Hours. Maybe longer. When the lights flickered back on, the bus was empty. The doors were open. The engine hummed like nothing had happened. Police found me sitting in the driver's seat at sunrise, staring straight ahead, unable to speak. They said the bus was parked in a terminal that had been sealed and abandoned for years. I quit the job after that. Sold my car. Moved as far from the city as I could. But sometimes, when I'm up late and a bus passes by my window, I see him. Sitting in the back. Waiting for the driver who won't stop.